The students, in our last class we saw how the new lawyer who came to help the Duke had given full permission to Shylock to have the forfeiture as he wished and as laid down in the contract. But just before Shylock makes himself ready to cut the pound of flesh, the lawyer says, tarry a little. I have one condition. I have one condition to lay down before you cut. Then she says, what is given in the bond is a pound of flesh, and you have no right to shed even a drop of blood. And in case you drop even a little bit of blood, your property, your land, everything will be forcefully taken over by the state. Wherein Shylock is perplexed and he asks, is that the law? And she says, yes, that is what is written in the contract. So when Shylock realizes that he is not able to cut a pound of flesh without shedding blood, he changes his mind and he says, let me have the amount that you offered 3 times the principal amount, that is 9,000 ducats. And Bassanio is ready to offer it, but Portia says, no, thou shalt not give it, because he has denied it in the public. At the end, when he realizes nothing is possible, Shylock wants to get away from the court. He says, what is the fun in staying here? I shall get away from here. That is where we stopped. Page number 127. We shall start from verse 360. Tarry Jew. So this is the third time Portia uses the word tarry. Tarry Jew, the law hath yet another hold on you. There is a second hold. First hold we have already seen. Now there is a second hold. Hold means a restriction. Second restriction. An alien plotting against a citizen of Venice. An alien plotting against a citizen of Venice. That is the second hold. What was the first hold? First hold was that he has the right to have a pound of flesh, but he has no right to shed even a drop of blood. And she had said that Shylock should cut the flesh exactly a pound. Nothing less, nothing more. How much less or more? Not even 1/20th part of a gram, something like that. And when you weigh it on the balance, it should not weigh down by even the weight of a hair. If it does, he will be penalized. So that was the first condition. Now what is the second condition? Second condition is regarding an alien plotting against a citizen of a Venice. P-L-O-T, plot. Plot is a secret plan to kill somebody. So, if that is done by an alien means an outsider who is not a citizen of Venice, against the citizen of Venice, then what is the punishment? That is the second hold. Tarry Jew, the law hath yet another hold on you. It is enacted in the laws of Venice. Enacted means decreed, that is written. If it be proved against an alien, that by direct or indirect attempts he seek the life of any citizen, the party against the which he doth contrive shall seize one half his goods, the other half comes to the privy coffer of the state. And the offender's life lies in the mercy of the Duke only, against all other oaths. In which predicament, I say, thou standest, for it appears by manifest proceeding that indirectly and directly too thou hast contrived against the very life of the defendant, and thou hast incurred the danger formerly by me rehearsed. Down therefore and beg mercy of the Duke. We shall take part by part and try to understand it. The law hath at another hold on you. It is enacted in the laws of Venice. That's common for the entire thing. If it be proved against an alien that by direct or indirect attempts he seek the life of any citizen. Suppose an alien, one who has come from some other country other than Venice, he attempts directly or indirectly to kill someone who is a citizen of Venice, then what would be the punishment? The party is person, the person against the which he doth contrive shall seize one half of his goods. Contrive means plot. So the person against the which he does plot shall seize one half of his goods. The other half comes to the privy coffer of the state. Privy coffer is the state treasury. That is, against whom the plotting was done, he will have half of the property. Another half will go to the state treasury. Here who is the person who is plotting? Shylock is plotting. Shylock is a foreigner. He is not a Venetian. Against whom did he plot? Against Antonio. He wanted to kill Antonio. Therefore, half of the property of Shylock will automatically go to Antonio. Another half will go to the state treasury. And the offender's life lies in the mercy of the Duke only, against all other oaths. Now, what to do with the offender? He is a great offender. Plotting against somebody's life is a serious crime. And what should you do with the offender, one who has done this? That is at the mercy of the Duke against all other voices. Against all other voices means without the consideration of what others may say. Without considering the opinion of others, it's the privilege of the Duke to decide what to do with the offender. In which predicament is a difficult situation. In which predicament, in this difficult situation, I say, thou standest. You are standing at such a difficult situation because you have been plotting against someone. That is Antonio. Therefore, you are in a very, very difficult situation now, Shylock. For it appears by manifest proceeding that indirectly and directly too thou hast contrived against the very life of the defendant. It has been proved very easily. It was been manifested. It was been made known that directly and indirectly you were planning to kill Antonio. How was it proved? And thou hast incurred the danger formerly by me rehearsed. I have been trying to make it known. When did Portia do that? Portia asked, why don't you arrange for a surgeon lest Antonio will bleed to death? And Shylock said, is it written in the bond? No, it is not in the bond, therefore I cannot arrange. I shall abide by my bond. So, your intention was to make Antonio to bleed and thus die. And your very purpose of including this point in the contract was cutting a pound of flesh closer to the heart. It should be from the breast, from the chest. All these things are enough proofs that you have been plotting against the life of Antonio. Down, therefore, and beg mercy of the Duke. Down, therefore, means go down on your knees. Kneel down and ask pardon from the Duke. Because only the Duke can decide your fate now. Whether you should be put to death or you should be imprisoned for life or whatever may be the punishment, it's the Duke to decide. Gratiano, beg that thou mayest have leave to hang thyself, and yet thy wealth being forfeit to the state, thou hast not left the value of a cord. Therefore, thou must be hanged at the state's charge. Nobody asked Gratiano for his opinion, but he was so much thrilled that Shylock was badly cornered. He comes out with his opinion saying, beg that thou mayest have leave to hang thyself. When Portia asked Shylock to kneel down and beg the pardon of the Duke, immediately Gratiano says, why should you beg? Why should you pray? Beg that thou mayest have leave to hang thyself. Here leave means permission. You ask for permission to hang yourself. And yet thy wealth being forfeit to the state. But you don't have wealth to buy even a rope, because all your property has been taken away by the state. Thou hast not left the value of a cord. C-O-R-D, cord means rope. You don't have sufficient money to buy even a rope, because your entire property has been taken away. Therefore, thou must be hanged at the state's charge. The expenses of your hanging will be borne by the state. For buying of the rope, state has to pay the money. You ask for permission to hang and request the state to provide a rope to hang on it. There's a lot of humor and revenge. So that's what we have seen the second part. First we have seen the second hold restriction. Then 378 to 381, Gratiano intervenes. Verses 382 to 386, Duke pardons Shylock. That's what we are going to see. Duke pardons Shylock. Now, Portia had asked Shylock to ask for mercy, beg the pardon of the Duke. But he does not beg. Even before he begs, Duke speaks. That thou shalt see the difference of our spirit, I pardon thee, thy life before thou ask it. Duke says, I asked you to show mercy. I asked you to be kinder to Antonio, but you were not. So many people requested, but he did not do. And Portia, the lawyer himself asked, but he did not show mercy to Antonio. But I want to tell you that I am different from you. I can be merciful and I am ready to show mercy. To prove that even before you ask, I am forgiving you. That thou shalt see the difference of our spirit, I pardon thee, thy life before thou ask it. So your life is spared. You shall not be put to death. For half thy wealth, it is Antonio's. Half of your wealth will go to Antonio. Because according to the rule, one half of the property will go to the person who has been, against whom it has been plotted. So it will go to Antonio. The other half comes to the general state, which humbleness may drive unto a fine. The other half will come to state, which humbleness, that is, if you are showing humility, it will be reduced to a fine. Portia, I for the state, not for Antonio. I means, yes, for the state, not for Antonio. That is, Portia is reminding that fine should be charged from the amount that comes to the state, not from the amount that is going to Antonio. Half will go to Antonio and state has no right to take it from that. Shylock, nay, take my life and all, pardon not that. You take my house when you do take the prop. So now Shylock is perplexed, is shocked, is shattered, broken down. And he asks, what a pity, what are you doing? How do you treat me like this? No, don't do like that. Don't do like that. Don't take away entire thing. One half goes to Antonio, another half to state. And what have I got? I got nothing. Nay, no. Take my life and all. Then he give me punishment, kill me, execute me, no problem. Then there is no difficulty. You are saying that you are pardoned, your life is safe, you will not be put to death. But how am I to live? I have no means to live, no resources. Pardon not that. That means don't give me exemption from the punishment. Don't save me, don't save my life. You take my house when you do take the prop. Prop means you have already seen. Prop is pillar. Pillar is the one which supports. Earlier we have seen when Shylock speaking about Portia that you are a pillar to me, you are a great support to me. Suppose there is a building has 4 pillars. You remove all the pillars, what will happen to the building? Building will collapse. Because the pillars support the building. You take away the pillars, then everything is gone. Similarly, whatever that supports me, whatever that helps me to maintain myself, my resources, you are taking away completely and you are saying, okay, I am giving you life. Who wants this life like that? So you take my life also. You take my house when you do take the prop, that does sustain my house. You take my life when you do take the means whereby I live. So the moment you have taken away all the property of mine, you have already put me to death. And now why do you say that your life is spared? Portia, what mercy can you render him, Antonio? So now when Shylock was pleading like that, saying that I have nothing to live on. You have given me life, but no means to maintain my life. Portia feels sorry for him and Portia asks, Antonio, what mercy can you render him, Antonio? Render means give. What can he give to Shylock? Is there a possibility of helping him out? Gratiano, a halter gratis, nothing else for God's sake. Gratiano is very pungent in his words. He says, a halter gratis. Halter is a rope. A halter gratis means free of cost, free of charge. Oh, what can be given? What mercy can you show Antonio? Or the mercy Antonio can show is give him a rope freely, without charging, give him a rope freely so that he can hang himself on that. Antonio. But Antonio is not like Gratiano or Bassanio. He is a generous man. He says, "So please my lord, the duke and all the court to quit the fine for 1/2 of his goods. I am content. So he will let me have the other half in use to render it upon his death unto the gentleman that lately stole his daughter." So now, here you have 394 to 404. Antonio willing to help Shylock on 3 conditions. You must remember this. This is a question answer. It's an assignment in your workbook, and this has been asked many times. So, Antonio is willing to help Shylock on 3 conditions. First condition is 1/2 in use. I'll explain to you. Second one is Shylock must become a Christian. And third condition is Shylock's property should be given to Jessica and Lawrence at his death. When Shylock dies, whatever property he has will go to Jessica and Lawrence. He has to make a gift deed. These are the conditions Antonio puts forward. I'll explain. So please my lord. So please means if it pleases my lord the duke. That means if it is acceptable to you, my lord duke, and all the court, to quit the fine. To quit the fine means be satisfied with the fine for 1/2 of his goods. I am content. So I have no difficulty in to be satisfied with the fine from the first half. So he will let me have the other half in use. In use means to be kept by me in trust. 1/2 in use means to be kept by me in trust. The other half in use, for what? Why do I want to keep it in my trust? To render it, to give it upon his death when Shylock dies, daughter. So I should have control over 1/2 of Shylock's property to be given to the person who recently stole his daughter. Who is that? Who is the daughter of Shylock? Jessica. Who has stolen her recently? Lorenzo. So, I should have control over 1/2 of the property that is supposed to come to me to be given to Lorenzo at the death of Shylock. That's the first condition. Two things provided more. Two things provided more means 2 more conditions. First condition is this one. 2 more conditions that for this favor means to keep 1/2 of my property in my trust and give it to Lorenzo after the death of Shylock. Shylock should fulfill 2 conditions. What are they? He presently become a Christian. Presently means immediately. Immediately, now itself, without delay, he should become a Christian. Shylock should become a Christian. The other, that is the second condition, that he do record a gift. That is, he must write a deed of gift, a gift deed, as if he is giving as a gift to somebody. That he do record a gift here in the court of all he dies possessed unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter. So he should make a gift deed, a written statement he should make in the court, in the bond paper, that whatever property he owns at the death of his will go to Jessica, his daughter, and Lorenzo, his son-in-law. So understood now? 3 conditions. First condition is half the property will be kept under his trust to be given to Lorenzo when Shylock dies. That is regarding the property which Antonio has the right. Now, he says 2 more conditions. To do that, there are 2 more conditions to be fulfilled. First one is Shylock should become a Christian immediately, as early as possible. Second condition is he should write a gift deed and get it signed in the court that whatever property he owns at the time of his death, Shylock's death, will go to Jessica and Lorenzo. So first one is about the property that is supposed to come to Antonio. The second one is all the property Shylock owns, all the rest of the whatever he may have, whatever he may earn till his death, everything will go to Lorenzo and Jessica. Duke, he shall do this, or else I do recommend the pardon that I late pronounced here. So he shall do it. He shall do this. That is, whatever has been asked by Antonio, Shylock will do, or else I do recommend. Recommend means withdraw, hold back. I withdraw the pardon that I late pronounced here. Late means just now pronounced here. Just now I said I am going to show mercy to Shylock and I have pardoned him, giving him life. But if you are not going to fulfill these conditions, then I will take away what I granted to you just now. Portia, art thou contented, Jew? What dost thou say? Now Portia asks Shylock, art thou contented? Contented means be satisfied. Are you satisfied? Are you happy about it? The verdict or the request or the condition put forward by Antonio, are you happy with it? What dost thou say? What do you say? Shylock, I am content. I am happy. I am satisfied. Portia, clerk, draw a deed of gift. So Portia calls the clerk. Here the clerk is, of course, is known to us. So she says, she calls her clerk and asks her to draw a deed of gift. Shylock, I pray you, give me leave to go from hence. I am not well. Send the deed after me, and I will sign it. So Shylock is worn out, tired, lost his patience, crumbled down, broken down. And he says, I pray you, give me leave to go from hence. Give me leave means give me permission to go from hence, go from here. I am not well. Send the deed after me. You send the gift deed to me, and I will sign it. Then the Duke says, get thee gone, but do it. Get thee gone means, okay, since you are tired, I understand you. You can go, but make sure that you do it. If you don't do it, whatever privileges I have given you, I will cancel it.